Hello everyone. Although we are getting a red day, but still need to go through the market scan first. The tight oops. Just a second. Thanks for reminding. How much is your portfolio down from yesterday? It's down around 8%. I bet you're glad you didn't buy Intel yesterday. Going to get stung by it today. Yeah, and I think one thing that I didn't do well in the past week is not getting patient enough. Like if I'm just focusing on the pullback into at least maybe the 9 EMA on the on the Qs, or even on the SPY and Russell. Like today, I think I got a lot of like names that could be viable into this breakdown, into this gap down. But right now, because I got too many losses and also already got too many positions, so I don't know. I'm feeling like I should be a little bit more patient, and I don't know. Let's see. I think today's gap down mainly caused by the semis, especially the mega caps, and this SOCX is gapping down into the 50 EMA. Also, the anchor VWAP from this low, which it has found support like twice. So I think this gap down, we need to like observe whether the semi sector can find the strong support of this low. And but apart from like this supports, like this anchor VWAP and the daily 50 EMA, this gap down makes the semis, the stock axis, it is staying under all the 60-minute, like the EMAs in the lower time frames. So it probably will make the bounce a little bit weaker, or maybe we need more time to digest this gap down instead of a really strong bounce off the lows and then close into the highs and then resume the uptrend the next day. I mean, given like this like a 4% gap down in the sector ETF, to me the odds of getting a longer consolidation will be more possible. And also some of the names like some of the semi names are like gapping down and getting below maybe the rising 21, maybe the rising 9. So some of the weaker names are not looking that good actually. Definitely there are also the stronger names, so probably I'm just gonna focus on the stronger names first, because to me right now I still consider the market to be quite healthy, and I don't see a lot of like topping actions from the individual names, like the surge in volumes and the increase in volatility. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I don't see this gap down as a change of character, or really something that poses a huge threat in the market uptrend. But definitely we need to observe how the market reacts to the supports, like the rising EMAs or the potential supports level after the open. Would you get straight out of Intel? Yes, definitely. I'm just let my stop order to execute after the open. Really strong bounce off the lows, and I think I missed all the entries today. Imagine I got maybe two or three of uh of these five names, that would be awesome. That is really sad. Although they're moving too fast, so probably I really have to enter on the before the close of the first minute. I think that's possible, but yeah, it is what it is. One definition of leader is when the stock pulls back before the market and bottoms before the markets. Is fastly a leader by that definition? I I'm not sure about like whether a leader would pull back before the market, but generally they're gonna bottom before the market, and I really don't like have a straight definition on uh on the leaders. Like if a stock is, especially for a fast moving stocks, it can pull back much deeper than the market does, and and like fastly, like although it's still below its previous swing high, while like the SPY or the IWM has already made an higher high. Like I would still consider fastly as a leader, like strong uptrend and huge green candle, like showing the strength. Um, Also a mild pullback in the past few days. Cell coming back. QS is now at the low of this field gap, slightly below the daily 9 EMA. Like if QS is now above the daily 9, that would be much better. Now slightly less, but still fine at the moment. But just need to keep in mind that now we are back below the declining 9 EMA. So things could get a little bit tricky. And Russell is also approaching the 9 EMA on the daily. Let's see what like can Qs get it like undercut on of the opening range low and get a bounce. I think that will be the price sections that I would like to see. Right now, this is and the semi is looking pretty weak for now. Below all the EMAs, find resistance at the declining 9 and also the previous swing low. You're not saying the market is going to tank after today, but maybe it would make the odds of buying the pullback today a little bit less favorable. Would you say that if StockX can still close above the EMAs, will still be another bull run? If not, there is a great chance of consolidation period. It's still too early to tell. Like, would there be any other leading themes coming up to lead the market? Like, a software really takes off and take the lead when these semis are lagging or are pulling back, or and yeah, I don't want to, and I'm not good at um like making predictions, but definitely like right now the actions on the semi sector is not great. We may need to retest this gap level and also the weekly 21 if we start to lose this anchor VWAP and also the lower time frame EMAs. Do we ever remove stop losses from this system? No. Like putting stop losses on is like wearing your seatbelt fasten. Didn't you say that sometimes if they gap below your stop because of the market gaps down, you might wait a bit before selling to see if they instantly bounce? I think this year I really rarely or really I haven't cancelled my stop at the open just because that the stop gaps down into my stop level, and I think I did like sometimes okay really occasionally removes my stop at the maybe wait for the first 5 or 15 minutes at the open, uh because I maybe because I'm like uh reduce my risk per trade to like 0.3%, that I can uh accept the drawdown, manage the drawdown more easily. So I think I have very rarely, maybe only once, because I couldn't recall, I have removed my stop or canceled my stop at the open this year, and I probably would never do that again. Probably taking stops off is a slippery slope. Yes, and that's the main reason that I really don't like to like removing my stops. Like it gives room for mistakes for a fixture cycle, and it's not it will harm um your positive loop, or like the level of discipline in following your rules. Yeah, so maybe this time, because the stop is gapping down, and then you're taking your stops off maybe for like 5 minutes. Maybe it worked, and then next time you do the same, but this time the stop hasn't come back in 5 minutes, and maybe you try to wait for like 15 minutes, and then how about 30 minutes, and then maybe next time when the stop is coming close to your stop in the middle of the day, maybe you say to yourself, how about I just take it off for like 5 minutes? Let's see how the stop's going to react when it arrives my stop. I don't want to put myself in that dangerous situations. Seems like the market is tanking. Yes, it seems like the software is pretty strong today, and the semis are. It looks like I'm gonna get locked out by this BMNR. I have learned a lot of entry from your stream, but every time I give large profits back during the pullback. Can you explain more on the timing of partial selling and how to improve it? Uh, I think giving back large profits. Um, I think you need to clarify how the stocks uh how the stock is going to move after you have exit your positions, after you have sell your stocks, sell your shares. To me, I think giving a huge profit. I don't know, like what do you mean by huge? Like it's like 25% of the profits is already huge to you, or you're giving back 50%, or even round tripped your whole trade. And I think they are very different. If you like always found your trades to get like round trip and give back all of your profit, like nearly all of your profits, then probably I think the problem doesn't come from the exits, it's coming from the entry. And to me, I would like my entry to be the start of a like a longer term uptrend, and should not be a like a 3 to 5 days uptrend. So I'm not like I try to swing the trade for hopefully at least 1 to 2 weeks, or and preferably even more. So when a stock maybe just getting follow through for like 3 to 4 days and then coming back and getting you to stopped out very often, then probably is about the entry. And another possible scenario would be after you have sold your positions, your stock has the stock found support and then bounce back up and that continues the uptrend. I don't know, for example, like if you trade it down and then maybe you enter it on this green candle and then sell it on this huge like a shakeout into the 21 EMA, and then the stock after you get shaken out, the stock continues to rally and then went further higher. In this case, so if a stock continues its original direction, continues its original trend after you sell your stocks, you exited the trade, then probably either you're gonna panic during the down days, like you're not maybe you're not following your stops. Like if you get your stop at like the break even or like I don't know, but because the stock is like going down quite a lot, and then you think maybe it's time to sell, then you're not following your original like plan. Then maybe that's another problem. There's another issue, and depends. And for general like selling, like for my I don't have I don't have any like fixed rules on selling, and I rarely like trim my position nowadays. If I have to, I would probably wait for the days that is showing increase in volume, like maybe on this green candle, and also a preferably like an extension from the 9 EMA. I don't like selling into the EMAs because I generally that would be a spot to like buy into the weakness to me. So if I have to sell into the weakness, that would be like contrary to my entry strategies. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't have any rules on selling actually. Just I think selling into strength partially. It's just it's just never wrong. And so one thing that I didn't quite like today, that is the weak bounce on the leaders, especially in the semi sector, and definitely there's also many breakdowns too. And if the close of the day is not strong, like many of them are closing below the support levels or the EMAs, then I may consider like selling some maybe tomorrow, like especially the semi names. And I think this Dell would be a pretty important anchor to me. I think, yeah, I don't know, like if like this cradle cannot like close above the 9 EMA or for today, maybe I will consider like selling tomorrow together with some other weaker semi names. Yeah, not sure. Depends on the close of today, or maybe like if we get a gap up tomorrow, then things could change very quickly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for the close of today and see how they behave. So you keep looking at ONDS, ONQ, but you choose fuel cell. I saw it's still under anchor fuel, but ONDS we claim the EMA is above anchor fuel. Why choosing fuel cell instead? I think for our GTI and our NQ is they're a little bit weaker on the daily and on the 60-minute charts too. And on the weekly chart also like staying below the 50 EMA. And yeah, ONDS I think there is a it's oh I don't like I particularly hate the 50 minutes or the 30 minutes or the 60 minutes chart that it's still below the declining 921.50. It feels up back about like on the 50 minutes or the 60-minute chart there, it is staying above the rising EMAs. And I think I can manage my risk quite tight at the pullback into the rising EMAs, but unfortunately they failed. So yeah, I think it's also the feedback they're given by the market that and maybe it's not the time to be aggressive, and maybe it's the sign of like a slowing down. So yeah, so this probably and the interesting thing is we haven't got a pullback into the 9 EMA after this gap up, and today is the first day that we got a pullback into the 9 EMA, and then we're falling below it. So far things are not looking good. Yeah, but I decided to like give the market a little bit more time to wait for the close of the day and see how they react. So yeah, I think that's the end of the day. Thank you guys for coming.